and welcome to Riesenbeck. Kind of a
It's that
surprise
flashy
for
music
just
of
about
yours.
everybody. We are going to give 6-day seasons a go and see how things work out. Hey, Razik, Klugage, I get that wrong every time. Lagweed, Jacer, Gary, what's up? So, I had a chance to look at this, obviously, during the mod contest, and I liked it fairly well. I fired it up today and checked out, put some snow on the ground, and just checked out and seen how it looked with respect to inside of these buildings and everything, and it looked pretty good. So we're just going to float it how it is, exactly from the mod contest. No changes, no edits. We're just going to let it roll. Now, we do have a fair number of mods in, and we started on farm manager mode so that we'd have ourselves some cash. So we're going to pretty much ditch most of the starting equipment. We have some decent capital to work with. Probably leave that. Definitely getting rid of these. Got some special forks we're going to make use of. And we're going to get rid of this. And we'll probably keep that around for now. Let's go on up in here and let's buy ourselves some land. Hey, Rubber Burner, what's up? What does everybody think of seasons? Buy the farm. Let's buy our porky pigs. There is a there's a horse farm. Did I go to the horses? I mean, they're way over there. Well, what the heck? Let's get some horses too. And now we need to. We've got biogas here at the pigs, so we don't need the main biogas plant. So now we need to figure out what we want to do here. Got a big old grass field here. $329,000. Let's check that out. It's a grass field. Well, it's good to hear that Rubber Burner is back and hooked on Farm Sim. He, for some reason, had an issue where he was hooked on some other farming game there for a while. Glad we got him back in style. You know, I think this field here is going to work out better. Smaller. Hopefully it's cheaper. 229,000 versus, yeah, this one's cheaper. So we'll get this one for our cows. Horses really don't need much. Let's go check out 25. What our horses need. Hey, Nate Gamer, Farm Alls, what's up? Iwan, Fabio, Roy, American Farmer Gaming. How's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody liking the seasons? So that's not a bad little area for the horses. The horses are what, over here again? Horses aren't over here. Way up there. Let's buy that for a little horses. Now we need pigs. We're gonna need to talk about field for pig. Let's buy up some of these. I don't want to get too many fields. So the pigs we're gonna need oats, soybeans, canola. We'll do oats. No, we'll do wheat, canola, corn. We might float the potatoes and not worry about that. So our cows are going to go with PMR. So we'll need field for wheat, them, straw. Deal with that for wheat and get straw for them. TMR. Horses are going to need oats, so we're going to need an oat field. Let's just get this one. Right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, blah, blah. That looks good. Go with that. Get back over here. Oh no. Don't teleport to the house. You go inside it. What's up, Elon? The trees look dodgy. They don't have any leaves on them. It's winter. That's what it is. So, John, any map can have seasons enabled. That is correct. Depending on the map, you may see some trees that are really weird looking. That kind of have the trees that I've seen that have been most weird looking have been this type of tree here. Some folks are using some Farm Sim 17 trees or trees from a previous version of the game, and they look pretty bad in Seasons in 19. So basically, the maps are going to need to be updated where that happens, and they're going to need to replace the trees. But this map is all good with its trees. This does not have a snow mask, but you don't need a snow mask for this. Let me. There we go. So we're going to add a layer of snow real fast. Should pop in here any moment. There we go. Now we got snow. So yeah, this has snow over it. This has some snow in it. This shed has some snow in it, but more importantly, this building doesn't. This area around here doesn't. Silage bunker here is good. So the important parts that I was worried about are fairly well masked off with snow. The roads are kind of partially covered off, but you know what? That kind of works for me because they're kind of like snow drifts and everything. So I was more than fine with basically how it looks without going and applying a manual mask. Look over here, we'll see the pigs. Hey, Kaya, what's up? You can see the pigs. I mean, the mask is a little bit bigger than we need it to be, but it all works. Go up here and check out the horses real fast. Yeah, I could add another layer. I mean, it's just going to make it deeper. So you can see, I mean,
watching chat,
the mask looks fairly well. Visitor. Yeah, I saw her come by. So I just added the snow just to show you guys.
Now, you said the default maps are already all set up?
Yeah, the default maps already have a snow mask in them. Or should I say, the Seasons mod inserts the snow mask for the two in-game maps. And the Seasons mod inserts the snow mask for all in-game placeables, including animal buildings. So let's go over here to the shop, because we got some equipment we need to buy.
So technically maps...
Visually, it's as long as the map doesn't have the weird looking trees.
Yeah.
Then visually everything's going to work the way it should. If you get snow, you might have snow where you don't necessarily want it until the map author updates it or you put your own mask in. And bale rotting, hay and straw, bales or heaps or windrows won't rot because the game doesn't know what's inside and outside because it doesn't have a proper mask. Grass will always rot no matter what. So if you bale a grass bale, you better be wrapping it soon or you're going to be losing it over a period of a few days. As I demonstrated in the video, you kind of start losing quantity pretty quick. All right, let's see what we need to do here. All of these probably need plowing. Nope, they don't all need plowing, so we just need to plow 12. And is that it? The ones we own, we only need to plow 12? Yeah, cool. All right, so let's get a plow. I've stuck some cool mods in here we're going to play with. So it needs 180 horsepower. Let's get this. Oh, look. Look, now we got another family member in here. We're going to have to figure out who that is. $180 horsepower. That's a good one. Thanks for the sub, Gary. So we're going to go with a Fent Farm, and then I got a few special other tractors in here. Got the giant IMT, big time power. Got that Schuler thing for medium power. Small tractors. Ooh. How big's the MP track get? 135 horsepower. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Okay, let's go to medium. And, oh, we haven't played with this. Let's get this thing. Michelin. No. All right, let's get the, where's the tractor at? Oh, there. You need this. Oh my goodness. All right. Now let's see if I can remember how to get home from here. Thanks for the super chat, Gary. That'll work. Oh, is Patrick watching this also? Well, actually, Elon, I don't know if you noticed, there's 3 other mods got released this week, or not this week, but today. Giants released 3 other mods today, in addition to the 2 Seasons mods. All right, catch you later, FS Club. All right, let's see here. What did we say we need plowed? We needed 13 plowed. Yeah, 13. FarmCon starts on what, Saturday? I know the first Farm Sim League tournament starts on Sunday morning. Well, Truckin' Life, the reason it's like that, I think, is because each animal has its own unique stats associated with it. So, like, each animal could have a different weight, each animal could have a different age, and if you went with the dairy cattle or the female pigs and whatnot, each animal would have a different time to birth. So basically, I suppose they didn't know of any better way to display that data than to separate them out into each individual entry. We also learn about the Platinum DLC expansion on Saturday, I think. Hey, Psy Nomad. Yeah, I think the writing is pretty much on the wall with respect to the Kloss being involved in the Platinum DLC. I can't fathom that Kloss is going to be announced for Farm Sim 21 and basically be that long of a delay in them entering into the game officially. And you remember, FarmCon was announced like way back in March. So Giants could be have been working on this Platinum expansion that probably includes Kloss since March. And it probably won't be here until November. Typically, if I am understanding correctly, the Platinum usually comes out the week, not the week, but the same around the same time frame that the game came out, just a year later. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of edge this field off, and then I'm going to hire a helper, and we're going to start cultivating some of our other fields. And I guess we should make we should map out our planting with our new crop rotation planner. Hey, Genetic J, what's up? Oh, I thought I put enhanced vehicle in here, but guess I didn't. Thanks for the sub, Drunken Confused. hire him up. Let him go to town. And then let's take a look at our planting schedule. So we've got pigs. So we're going to put down wheat in a field. We need to put down a field of canola. And we need to put down... Roy, I definitely am not testing the Platinum DLC. We're going to put down some corn for our pigs and oats. Right? Wheat, canola, corn, and oats. Yeah. So what should we do? We're not putting cotton down. So if we put in canola after we put in wheat, okay? If we swap wheat and canola, that'll work for year 2. Well, that means we need corn over here. What's that going to do to us? Definitely can't follow up with corn. What happens if we put corn over here? Corn here. Oh, there. That works good. Hey, David, what's up? I need to make chicken nuggets. Well, I might buy some chickens. Because we can make... we now have the ability to do chickens for meat. Chickens for nuggets. Yeah, I can do that. It's going to be a little bit. All right, so wheat to canola, canola to corn. Corn to pretty much probably anything's going to be bad. Corn to oat. Let's go. Corn to wheat. And then oat to canola. What's that going to do for us? All right, that'll work. And then, well, we really don't have time to fallow anything, do we? Let's see if we put in... Oh, look at that. Corn. All right, let's do corn. Wheat. Oat. Corn to wheat. Wheat to canola. And then oat, canola, and then we need... Oh no, let's put in oat here. Then put wheat over here. Right? Now that works out pretty good. And the way this works now, just to clarify everybody, we don't have to use crop rotation. We don't have to use this planter. Game is going to do crop rotation no matter what. So if we put in a whole bunch of corn and just followed it up with corn every year, we would have lower output every year as a result. What the planter helps us do is map out what might be the optimal planting situation here. And we don't have to assign a field or a set of fields to a rotation. It's just we're kind of mapping it out visually. So this rotation, year 1 we'll do wheat, year 2 we'll do canola, year 3 we'll do corn, and then we're done. So after year 3, we're going to rotate back up to wheat. Okay? So this number for row 1 is the second year bonus. This is the bonus we're going to get in year 2. This is the bonus we're going to get in year 3. This is the bonus we're going to get in year 4. Okay? We're not going to get a 20% bonus in year 1. We're going to get a 20% bonus in year 4. So we're going to get 100% all the way across. Then we're going to get a bonus, and a bonus, etc. Well, if the first two rotations are fallow, then, well, I mean, it's like this field. It had a cereal crop in it. So if I put anything in this, it's not fallow. It's going to be the equivalent of cereal. So I should put canola in this field because last time it had a cereal in it. Over here, we had a cereal in that one. So I should put that's the issue. Is you kind of have to match. Like this one's oilseed. So oilseed, so we should put corn in this one to get the bonus. Okay. Let's go ahead and we need a cultivator. $140 horsepower. I just really like this cultivator. So we're going to use this one. And I need a tractor for it. Got that. Got this. This is 150 horsepower. All right, so okay, let's go back. Let's go back a few steps. So on Ravenport, all of the starter fields were empty. So they were basically fallow when you start the game. So that means that your first crop you plant is the equivalent of the first year's first rotation. Okay? In this case, the fields that we're starting with had a crop already in it. Okay? So in order to basically wipe out the rotation, you would need to play for 2 years, and you would need to leave that field empty for 2 years in order to basically get back to a complete blank slate. That's what we're not going to do. All maps are technically seasons ready, just how well they are seasons ready. So since the first field we looked at had wheat in it, I think it had wheat in it, last harvest, last cycle, if we put wheat in it again, it will be like putting wheat 2 times in the planter. Okay, which would net us a yield hit this time around. Okay, so since we had a cereal crop in that field last year, or whoever owned that field last year had a cereal crop, if we want to keep to this type of a rotation, then we could put an oilseed crop in it, canola, and we'll get a 20% bonus in our first year. If we have a field that had oilseed in it, we could put a cereal crop in it. Interesting enough, they're classifying corn as a cereal crop. To put a cereal crop in it and get a 8% bonus. But if we put if we put oilseed back in it, then it would be like this. It would be neutral. Okay. So you're not going to be able to always get that perfect plant. if you will. But that's one way that we can basically strive for it. So it's not just thinking about how you want to plant the fields, but it's also thinking about how were the fields planted before you took ownership of the farm. And the yield bonuses go back 2 harvest cycles. So in most I'm going to say. Oh, in most geos, 2 harvest cycles is the equivalent of 2 years. Now, the Midwest geo is going to have... I really should look because there is a train on this map. Midwest geo is going to have the ability to double crop. So you can have 2 rotations in 1 year with that geo. Growth control should not function. Seasons should basically override it. I would take growth control out. I wouldn't risk finding out how it may negatively impact seasons. Worst case, it could cause growth in the wrong time period, which could cause your crop to wither because it caused the crop to grow too soon. Or it could cause the crop to not grow properly and then you not get any crop at all. I mean, I thought of growth control as a way to extend the growth cycle, and seasons takes care of all of that. The only other reason to use growth control, I think, would be to adjust yield. But as you can expect, there are endless iterations of mod combinations, and it's pretty much impossible to test them all. So I never put it in to even see. Roadkill, you mean to reset or not reset growth? You only get that option if you load seasons into an existing save. So this is a brand new save, just started. So we don't get the option to reset growth. Seasons just does it. Now if we had this as an existing save, then yeah, we would have got that option. Well, Gary, I would say Hofbergman is, for 19, is its own entity. It is not. It's not laid out at all like 17. Now there's less going on because he's still building it out, but there's still a fair amount of stuff going on with it. But from what I understand, today, it's effectively broken with seasons currently. We really can't plant anything yet, as you can see. We're really just killing time, prepping fields. Uncle Fester, I'd give you I would say give it a try for sure. Now, I wouldn't suggest trying your normal maybe gameplay methods, because you may find that you need to adjust how you play the game to fit within the economic constraints that seasons puts on folks, because you're not going to be getting your income's not going to be rolling in potentially daily or every other day. Income's going to be quite sparse. So I'd say once Global Company comes out, there will be a lot more production on maps. At this point, the Fabric script, which was out very early for Farm Sim 17, because I mean it was out for 15. And I think it was a very easy convert from 15 to 17. But that wouldn't work for 19. You have a transport, got some plowing and some cultivating contracts. So we could pick up a cool little cache, transport items from transport company to restaurant. We could do that one. Where'd it go? Okay. The grass will grow back over time. It won't grow back as fast as you think it will based on grass growth in 17 or in vanilla, but it will grow back. Let's go up here to art. Oh, what is going on? Dude, how did you do that? And how are you way over here? Seriously, what are you doing way over here? So grass will grow back, but it will probably take, well, let's see here. Let's say you mowed the grass in late August. Not August. Why am I saying that? In late spring, okay? So you mowed the grass in late spring, let's pretend. Here it is. So you mowed the grass in late spring. You probably won't be able to cut the grass again until late summer, or worst case, early autumn. So you can probably only cut the grass twice a year. So you got to be cognizant of that and know that you're not going to be able to roll the roll a grass cut every 2 or 3 game days. All right, so now the choice is: do we go with a beef cattle or a dairy cattle? And I'm kind of thinking about rolling the beef. One, because they're the cheapest option up front. So I did put the GTX's animal screen extension mod in, which shows us a number at least. So I'm thinking about getting some beef cattle. And I think we'll get maybe 20. It's only $25,000. Let's get 40. Let's get 40 beef cattle. Okay. $8,000 to haul those. We get the animal trailer. That's like 4 trips with that thing. It's a lot of trips with that thing. And a lot of trips with that thing. Yeah, we're just going to buy them here. Let's buy. How do I do this? Oh, there we go. Right, we hold the enter key down. We don't have to click it a bunch of times. I remember this mod. 40. Okay, confirm. We got 40 moo-moos. Oh, don't worry. We got this covered. We got this covered. And we're going to get a water pump. Finally, I see what the water pump looks like. Oops. Well, we're just going to live with that. Okay, so we got the water pump. Now, let's go buy some bales. Buy some hay bales. Four hay bales. Need some more hay bales. We need straw bales. Need a mixer. And we need another tractor. This will be our little yard tractor with front loaders. Don't need a fender. We should probably get this one with narrows. We can use it to fertilize, maybe. All right, now we're going to cheat a little bit, and we're going to reset these forks. All right. What are you, seriously, what are you doing? Where are you even at? You have no brain. How do you even get way over here? Multi-fruit probably needs a little bit. Certain multi-fruit maps will need a fix because basically they're running up against the maximum fill types or something to that effect. Because Seasons itself adds 3 additional fill types. So there was an issue with that in 17 after the straw harvest came out. And there was a fix that basically involved going and making an edit and turning heap off for the additional crops. But that I don't think that fix works in 19 because of how just they address crop types in general. So I don't know of a fix yet for it. It didn't really come up until today after the public release. I don't think any of the testers really used multi-fruit maps in testing. I know the only maps I tested with were Ravenport and New Woodshire. Where are the arms? The arms go around back. No. Oh, don't tell me the reset point is the main farm. That'll be annoying. Roy, I have no idea. When the American Midwest map might be out. I don't even know if the map author is. I don't even know if they have a map author that, if the map author is considering on converting it. All right, later. Later, Gator. Blocked by an object. I don't know what object you're blocked by, buddy. Maybe she'll work better. Oops. Wrong way. Let's see if we can find out where these forks are. Not forks, but these arms. I have no idea where the reset point is. There it is. Look at that. Red. Okay, we'll just go with that. Water nose. Hey, Iowa Ninja, what's up? Oh, we're just having some fun on Riesenbeck. We're gonna go out the wrong way again. thought I put in vehicle inspect too. What's up with that? I'll have to look after the stream. Hey, hey, hey! I had the right of way, buddy. What plowing issue is that? Let's get these. Magic bale spikes. First off, let's make these things black. Alright, catch you later, Gary. Hey, KCD. KC Darkit. What's up? Alright. Mix up some TMR. I have no idea how much these guys are going to need. Oh, we're a little heavy, aren't we? There we go. That was funny. Oh, workers don't plow right. Yeah, they probably don't. Do any workers plow right? Very rarely. Well, Roy, it's 6-day seasons. So there's that going for it. We'll leave this up here for now. Check the forecast. We don't have any rain for today or tomorrow planned. We should be good. Well, that's good to hear. Your AC is going to be back tomorrow. Just in time for the... it cooled down quite a bit here today. Oh, then he hits me. Then this person runs out in the middle of the road. Brutal. It's kind of the luck of the draw, isn't it? Sunny weather. Hey, in testing, I had like 8 feet of snow one year. That railroad crossing is going to be fun forever. This guy, where did he go now? Where'd he go now? Oh my gosh. Get off the tracks, dude. Get off the tracks before the train comes and takes you out. Alright, clearly we can't have him plow that. Let's go to another field and let's go over here and maybe you do a better job over here. You're not doing a very good job over there. I don't know. Oh shoot, I went the wrong way again. I mean, it's not been fixed since today. So if real dirt wasn't working earlier today, it's not going to be working now. Are you talking about real dirt in general? No, look, he's over there again. All right, is there going to be any field that you can work? Let's get you on this one. No. Console's going to be a little bit because of a few issues. Well, a few facts. I shouldn't say issues. A few facts. One, to get it on console, the game itself needs to be patched. Okay. Two, getting it updated is problematic for console. So, like in Seasons in 17, I don't think Seasons was ever updated for console. But for PC, Seasons got at least one update, if not two updates. Since they're expecting it to be a little problematic to get updates out to consoles, they want to make sure that the version that they do put out there for consoles is as stable as possible. And since the testing group was fairly small, there's only so much that we could test. The release for PC is basically considered a public beta, in essence, to give it a good run on lots of machines, lots of combinations of maps, equipment, play styles, to kind of iron out any bugs that they can anticipate having for the console players when it gets released over there. So our cows are good. Cows are good up. We don't need straw. We got total mixed rations. They got water. They need 99,000 liters of feed for the rest of the year. Okay. So we basically need to Are you totally kidding me? Well, it looks like we're going to be babysitting these guys. Well, they say pretty much anything that modifies growth, anything that modifies how animals work would be conflicts. Anything that would attempt to modify weather. Those would definitely be conflicts. Nero, we don't need it to be updated. It'll play just fine as it is. The only exception is hay and straw won't rot without a snow mask. So we don't need it to be updated. If you could just ignore the fact that hay and straw won't rot. Snow will still fall on the ground. The default tip collision mask, which is how Seasons falls back if there isn't a snow mask itself, is fairly good on the map. I checked it out earlier. I put some snow down and took a look to see how it looked. Thanks for the sub, Tony. Nostalgic, we were just talking about it. This map isn't, to the best of my knowledge, prepared already. I'm just playing it without a mask, without a, quote, proper mask. Everything will still work. Just won't have hay or straw rotting. So we can leave those hay bales up there and the straw bales up there and we wouldn't have to worry about it. If they should be, Raznik, yes. If they don't have a mask set up for Seasons, Seasons will fall back to either the clear area or the tip collisions on the placeable. So earlier this evening, I fired the map up and I put a layer of snow down. And I kind of ran around the map and looked at things. The roads were kind of a mix of covered and uncovered. The important areas on the farm were fairly well. I mean, there's snow that shows up inside some of the buildings, but I figure somebody will update the map. Somebody over at LS Mod Company will probably eventually update the map. Then I'll just drop that one in. Hey, Steven. All right, Elon, you don't need to... Oh, when you windrow it. All right, well, they did a last-minute change. Last night, actually. They watched my video about the grass drying. And apparently they swapped out the textures for semi-dry, and hay. So I think semi-dry is supposed to have a texture very close to the current hay texture. And then the hay texture is to be a lighter shade altogether. And then, of course, you have your straw. But you don't need a ted grass unless it's over 20% moisture. If it's under 20% moisture, tedding grass is a waste of time. It won't make it hay any quicker. JB, Saska, the two in-game maps are the only ones with snow masks installed from the get-go. But you don't need to worry about snow masks in general. Seasons itself will work just fine without a dedicated snow mask. You just won't have hay or straw rot. So this map plays pretty good without a mask. Some maps you may notice some of the white trunked trees. I don't know what they're called, but they're over there. Some of those white trunked trees look really weird because the map author used the tree from 17 as opposed to the tree from 19. That again is just a visual thing. It doesn't break the map. It just doesn't look good. But if you want the full, hay and straw rotting experience, you're going to need to use one of the two base maps for now. I understand Oxygen David uploaded Oakfield with the snow mask. But according to the testing thread, they are 8 days behind from upload to test. So that probably won't be out until next week. There might be even longer delay because FarmCon is this week. Well, Big Jim, that's probably Seasons doing that. Seasons changes nearly everything in the game. Hey, David, what's up? Yeah, you're probably going to need to update your apple trees, aren't you? Still ground temp of 39. We can't really plant anything today, so today's just all about field prep. Now, of course, Big Jim, you can always go over to the Seasons or the Rillamus Slack channel, and you can post a question in there related to the placeables and the fees, as to if that's a mandatory thing or if there is some way around that. I picked I picked fields 11, 12, 13, 14, 25, 26, and 67. And we own the horse, the pig, and the cow area. That's what I picked. And we started on farm manager, so we had 1.2 million. Sold all of the base, all of the starting equipment except for this tractor, the weight, the loader arms, and a couple attachments. Yeah, they're very responsive to questions. I mean, they're all asleep now. They're all European, so they're all likely in bed now. Yeah, the buildings don't move on this map in any of the play modes. The farm's built out. You could do that too. You could definitely do that, Uncle Fester, if you wanted to. So I would check your game log and see if there might be a mod conflict between Seasons and something else. Did you download Seasons from the Giants mod hub or from some random site? If you got it from some random site, I would say delete that. Delete it with haste. And download it from the Giants mod hub. The real mod is about 55 megabytes in size. So if you downloaded anything that's bigger or smaller than that by a large amount, I would delete that with absolute haste and run a malware scan on your machine. I have no idea on Lone Oak. I mean, was he talking about that being like fall? This is a field we tried and he messed up that on too. Messed this field up too. Yeah, you could download it in game too. That would work. When do you have to repair your tractor in Seasons? Well, it's either after 30 hours or 15. And I don't know which. Well, David, technically any map is Seasons ready. Because unlike 17, well, in 17 you had Seasons prepared maps and then you had Seasons unprepared maps. You could play Seasons in any map you wanted to. In 17, it's just some things didn't work. In 17, you only got one layer of snow. You didn't have bale rotting, other than grass and a few other things. In 19, if there isn't a snow mask in the map, Seasons will default to the tip collision mask. So you get snowfall, you get snow accumulation on any map you want to play with. depending on how well the tip collision mask is done, you may have snow where you shouldn't. You may see snow under some buildings, in some sheds, but it's not like the map wouldn't function. The only thing that doesn't work if you don't have a dedicated snow mask is you don't have the hay rotting or the straw rotting. So the only maps that have a snow mask in them presently are the 2 base game maps. That will probably change fairly quick. I know, as we were saying earlier, Oakfield, that's it, Oakfield was sent to Giants for testing with a snow mask update. But according to the testing thread, they are Giants is 8 days behind with respect to submissions and testing. Since today's Wednesday, I would say we probably wouldn't see it for a week to 2 weeks. Since one, we have FarmCon the end of this week. 8 days from today would be next Thursday, or next Friday, one of those two. And that's assuming that it gets tested and cleared fast. So I would guess it's probably going to be a week and a half before we might see that come out. Hey, Twisted, what's up? If everybody's enjoying seasons. Now, any map that uses in-game buildings or animal areas probably has a pretty good mask already in place, because Seasons has masks for all of the animal areas, all the base animal areas, and all of the in-game buildings. Hey, Barkley, what's up? Yeah, forget everything you knew about animals. It's all different. All different. In fact, on this, we went with beef cattle. And we bought, 40 beef cattle. We're going to raise them up to a nice hearty weight and sell them hopefully for some good money. We're going to buy some piglets later. Do the same with them. It's my favorite feature in Seasons. I gotta think the grass drying is my favorite. It's something that I really wanted in 17. And I know a lot of other people did too. No, Riesenbeck is not updated, but you don't need it to be. You don't need it to be. It's all good. Now, there's a couple buildings at the main farm that'll get snow under them, but if you just ignore it, it's all good. I suspect they'll update it, at some point. But remember, no one really had Seasons up until this morning. Remember, the test team was very, very small, very tightly kept. Let's see if this guy will actually work field 36. So unlike seasons in Farm Sim 17, where there was basically an open beta test for quite a while, where lots of people had it, lots of people were streaming it and recording with it. 19, we didn't have that many testers, and we were basically required to keep quiet about it. So the testing base was pretty small, and as a result, there aren't a lot of map makers that were a part of the testing group. That means there weren't a lot of opportunity for map makers to have maps prepared ahead of time for seasons. You played with need to put a trailer pack in. If you played with Farm Sim 17, when Seasons came out, you'll know that Seasons came out during the mod contest of 17. And there was only one map that came out during the mod contest that had a snow mask in it, and that was Dusty Dave's map. I forget the name of it. But folks were playing Seasons for a good 6 months online. They were presenting Seasons in various ways. What are you doing? We're up to 6 months before the mod contest. Are you flipping kidding me? You're just all right. Or you don't actually plow now. Cultivate. All right, this is ridiculous. So even in that case, where lots of people ended up getting access to Seasons fairly early and throughout the development process, there was still only one map that actually had a snow mask initially. Nobody officially signed any paperwork. It was you'd say it was all out of respect of the team and the team and their wishes. I don't know if it's this cultivator. I mean, the way I understand implements, the way I understand helpers is the helper logic is in the implement. So I don't know if it's this cultivator is just whack and helpers don't work in this cultivator, or what. Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to leak it. No one wants to be, excised from the good graces of such a big popular project. I would have absolutely loved to been able to to stream and present this for, a lot earlier. But that wasn't part of the deal. In fact, I wasn't expecting to be able to do any sort of videos until release day, up until 2 weeks ago, where basically I was approached and was basically like, hey, do you want to do some videos on seasons before it releases? And I was like, well, I'm kind of busy with the mod contest and everything, but I could probably find my way to do a couple videos. Yeah, I could probably do it. Not being like, oh my gosh, yes, I would love the opportunity. So basically, that it was set that we were going to do one a day, starting Sunday up until Wednesday, up until release day. That's what we did. And then for the last 2 weeks, I've been trying to figure out what am I going to do. I mean, I honestly figured there was probably going to be some other folks brought in late to the testing channel, and that there was going to be maybe some other folks with the ability to present it out there to folks. Also, yeah, it became rather stressful when I realized that I might be the only voice out there, and that I really didn't want to mess things up. Hey, Flaseca, what's up? Flaseca, Terrell. Alright, catch you later, Uncle Fester. We're going to be on for about another 30 minutes. Well, I'll tell you what I was interested in, John. I was interested that we didn't see a whole lot of people doing early videos on the Cotton DLC. That's what I was actually shocked at. Hey, Will, thanks for the sub. Well, I know there's lots of folks that are definitely excited and waiting for it to come to console. The best advice I can give you is just to be patient. They want to have as best a product that they can have. 2 consoles, so that you guys aren't stuck with a buggy version. Because from what I understand, getting it updated is just as problematic as getting it released in the first place to consoles. I don't know if you played Farm Sim 17, but it took quite a while to get seasons updated for consoles after it was released, if it was ever updated. I know that I had a copy of the update for months before it found its way to consoles, I think. So they want to make sure that they've got a good sound product. because if they can't update console players for 6 months, they don't want seasons to be really buggy for 6 months. Well, Tom, honestly, I wasn't expecting much when I saw it only included one green element. I didn't really understand how you could name a DLC after a brand when only 1/8 of the items in the DLC was from that brand. All right, catch you later, Outdoor Farmer. Now, some of the information I think I gave in the animal video may be slightly inaccurate around milk output. It was based on the information I had at the time, but I think the information was slightly inaccurate, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so if console folks have to wait 4 weeks, 6 weeks, I know it probably seems like that's agony and painful. And I don't even know don't even quote me on 6 weeks or 4 weeks. I'm making these numbers up. I have no idea. But let's pretend that it's going to take 6 weeks to get seasons out to consoles. Hypothetically, I'm making this all up. And when it does come out for consoles, it's pretty solid and pretty stable and pretty much rocking, right? That's going to be far better than getting it, let's say, now and finding out that there's some pretty problematic issues, and then discovering it might be 3 months before it can be fixed and released. So that is, I think, what their mindset is. Again, all of these dates and timeframes I am making up. Do not quote me that I said it's going to be 6 weeks. It's all made up. I have no information. Thanks for the super chat, Barkley. Now, the Cotton DLC, I think it would make more sense if it was a McCormick DLC. Or if you just called it a Cotton DLC and left at it. The fact that the flatbed Cotton trailer still doesn't have a mirror, or it doesn't have a reflection, that was a disappointment. And one thing that it does do, the delayed release, does allow you guys to see and understand a little bit more of the changed mechanics, so that you're more ready to dive into it when it does release. I mean, there's a whole lot of guys out there learning it right now as they're trying to play it. And they're going to make mistakes, and they're going to lose crops, they're going to lose animals, they're going to lose money for sure, because they're learning the new process. And what's better than sitting back and learning from other people's mistakes? Because it's a lot easier to cheat money in on PC than console. So if you make a mistake and you lose a bunch of money, you might be having to start over. You might lose a bunch of gameplay hours. Like the second favorite feature in seasons is the patchy weeds. The fact that we don't have complete weed coverage everywhere. Honestly, I'm not planning on doing much of anything with weeds. I'm going to be content to just let them grow. And what it also means is that potentially there might be more maps released to consoles with a snow mask before Seasons is released. So you all would have more maps to pick from to get all of the features. You know, it would be interesting if they had a mechanic where each year you got more and more weeds on a field because you didn't clear them out the year before. Now, that would be interesting. We have the new dynamic of failed germination. So in 17 seasons, you know, if you planted at the right time and the ground was the right temperature, you were pretty much assured a full crop yield. But now you have the concept of failed germination. You could plant at the correct time. The ground could be the correct temperature. But if the weather doesn't cooperate and the weather's too dry, you may lose crop. You know what I feel like doing? I feel like taking this cultivator back and getting rid of it. And next time I need to cultivate something, I think I might get a different cultivator. Because this one was problematic with my hired helper. What am I stuck on? I use a wheel and a keyboard. I kind of interchange between the two. I need to cultivate 13. I guess I shouldn't do that quite yet. It's 13. No, 13's over here. So we have, yeah, I mean, we've got, let's take a look. I got to buy my hand tool. Here it is under miscellaneous. So we have 10% ground moisture. Pretty dry conditions. %. Oh, now this says, there we go, fallow and cereal. So I got 10% ground moisture. And frost, drought resistance. So all of these, lots of these seeds are pretty much no resistance to drought. Potential for drought damage increases when the soil water content is below 12%. So we are at drought conditions for our fields, basically at this point. So if we got 41 degrees tomorrow and we planted wheat tomorrow, the fact that tomorrow doesn't have any rain we might have failed germination because on some or all of our field because of the fact that it's too dry. So as you said, yeah, we might want to wait till Wednesday. Wednesday, they think we might get rain. We got 70% chance of rain on Wednesday. But the further out we get, the more speculative the forecast is. So we might be best to wait till after rain to plant our crops so that we have a higher moisture content in the ground. So if we go to Wednesday, so today's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So that's day 3. Day 3 will be mid-spring, which is fine. We still have plenty of time to put our crops in the ground. So yeah, it might be best to wait until mid-spring. Now let's check. I was going to check fertilization. So we could fertilize 12 and 13 and 36 for sure. See what we put in for fertilizing. So I did put in this. So this came out in the Mod Hub, maybe a month, 2 months ago. And when I first saw this show up in the Mod Hub, I'm like, that is a perfect sprayer for weeds. This is a perfect herbicide sprayer because it only has a 12-meter boom. It only holds 400 liters. This would be perfect to drive around in the field and just use spot spraying. I want to get this. I want to get this Amazon thing. It's a little big, I think, for our fields. So maybe I won't get it. I just get this. This won't take long to cultivate, so let's just cultivate this up. It's something that I've thought about, mentioned to a couple people that would be really cool, is to get a little sprayer for the Gator or the Mahindra, a little spray tank. Maybe it only holds 100 liters, whatever would be practical for a small spray tank like that. And maybe it only has like a 4-meter boom on it. Then you could basically go around and spray that. Or what would be even cooler is to get the hand wand from the power washer and incorporate it with a little tank. So you could drive out in your little 4-wheeler, hop off, get your spray wand, and then hand spray the weeds. Wouldn't that be cool? Now, of course, to go to the extreme extent, to be able to have a little backpack that had some herbicide in it that you could go around and little wand it, that would be even cooler for the extreme spot herbiciding. Yeah, it could just accept herbicide, not liquid fertilizer. Oh, there's one over Expendables. Did they release it publicly, or is it over there only? Because I don't use any mods that are privately released. Just because, if I use it on a series, people are like, where'd you get that? And I'd be like, well, I got it over at Expendable Modding's Facebook. But it's a closed group, and you got to be invited to join. And they don't accept everybody. And then it's like, well, I don't feel good about it. I only like to use publicly released mods. But if it was released at someplace outside of a private group, I wouldn't have any issue looking at it. Hey, Danny, what's up? Oh, like a blowtorch for a weeder? All right, let's try hired help on this field. So we used hired help to plow this field. Let's see how crazy this guy goes with the cultivator. See if he goes crazy on the turn here. Yep. Gonna go. It's. I'm gonna blame the cultivator myself. Oh, and check out the lighting. There we go. Watch the lighting transition. So we're at 5 p.m. Hopefully it'll get darker before we end the stream. Now the lighting, if y'all have played through a full day or more, you've seen that the lighting transitions are much smoother. This won't take too long. I want to see if we can't get at least 1 or 2 fields fertilized before the end of the stream. And if we can manage to make this to the end to stream 1 whole day, that'd be pretty cool. Thanks for the sub, Redline. Oh, he used the 17 trees or the 17 textures. Yeah, I fired up probably about a half dozen maps, and probably 4 of them had the tree texture issue. The other one that I liked that I didn't end up using was Merlot. And I think the old country farm, not Black Sheep's map. I haven't looked at that one, but the other map, the old country farm. That one was good. I just didn't like the snow mask so much, or how the typical issue mask was working. But I did see on Facebook that they were updating their map with a snow mask. Tom, we've been going 1 hour and 50 minutes. We'll be wrapping up here probably in the next 15 or so. Thanks for the sub, Austin Imper. County Line has the trees too. Well, I'm sure he'll be updating it soon. I'm sure he's already found out, but if you want to go over to American Eagles Modding, there's a support thread over there. I assume you're talking about the county line that is not multi-fruit. Well, as long as they have, I think you'll have to read the Realismus manual and their blog post about placeables. But I think if you don't have a snow mask for the placeable, it defaults to either the clear area or, again, some type of tip collision mask. I do remember them saying something about the clear area. Since they did that in 17, they used the clear area to be the mask. But in 19, since you could have placeables that are open, like an animal area, the clear area would be inclusive of both the building and the open pasture area. You wouldn't necessarily want the entire pasture to be free of snow. That might not be the best idea. Really, the only thing to do would be to have a test map, put a bunch of those buildings down, and then pull up the command here and run rm add snow 1. You got to have the cheats enabled to do that. Where are you going? What are you doing? There you go. You got to have cheats enabled to do that. And then you can basically see once a snow layer gets added, you'll be able to see where the snow is going to accumulate and where it doesn't. So you enable cheats. You need to go to the shortcut that starts Farm Sim. Okay, so your Farm Sim shortcut. You need to go to Properties, and you basically need to add dash cheats to the end of the executable length string. So C:\/ blah 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 farmsim 2019.exe. Then you would do a space dash cheats, and then click OK. Next time you launch the game, the cheats will be enabled. So you'll have a bunch more console commands you can use, including those seasons commands. Hey, Stefan, what's up? Pallets. Oh, we have salt. So we have salt now because we do have the cool plow. The cool plow mod. And salt spreader. It also looks like it's a bucket. You know, in the time that I've played with Def, I've not had the need to fill it up. But I think once. Thanks for the sub, Jonathan. Hey, Ice, what's up? I have not attempted a snow mask. I have not. All right, Farm, I'll catch you later. Oh, there goes the train. Thank goodness. All the time we've come through here, we haven't been hit by the train. All right, let's figure out which fields need fertilizing. Fields 12, 13, and 36, okay? This ought to be pretty quick. Hey, Joel, thanks for the sub. How you liking it, Ice? It's a lot different than it was in 17, that's for sure. Just going to go across. There we go. We got a nice sunset coming. Shadows, the lighting. The fact that we don't have the light switch effect. Where all of a sudden it just changes brightness. Right. Like I said, this won't take long because these are pretty small fields. Got that one over there to get, and then we'll be done with the stream, I think. And we'll be done with the night. And then when we come back, we'll be in day 2. And, well, we're not going to plant, I don't think, because it's going to be too dry. We looked at the forecast. Saw the forecast, looked like it wasn't going to rain for a little bit, and our ground moisture is still too low. Worried we would have failed germination. Might skip until the 3rd day. We'll see. Well, we're going to plant. Thanks for the sub, Hose Dragger. So we've got cows. I've already got a grass field. Check and see if that grass field needs fertilized. So we've got a grass field for the cows and the horses. We're going to put in oats for the horses. We're going to put in straw because we also own pigs. Not straw, we're going to put in wheat because we have pigs. And we can use the straw from the oats or the wheat for our cows and pigs. We're going to put in a field of canola because we're going to buy some pigs. And we're going to put a field of corn in, again, for the pigs. Yeah, I was thinking back earlier today about what it was like when I first saw seasons in testing. About the only thing I can remember is I probably literally had my jaw drop open at the differences. And the folks in the Discord can tell you that probably the last 2 months I really haven't been that interested in playing Farm Sim that much, other than just producing some video content. Well, this is pretty much why. Why are there four? Well, probably because that's just what fit on the screen. I mean, if they put in 5 or 6, these would all be smaller. So they probably just figured that 4 fit well. So 4 was probably a aesthetics design choice, not a practical or a limitation of anything. I didn't play Farm Sim until 17. Got that. Let's check. So field 67 needs fertilizing. Fertilize 67. 25 already has 2 stages. I don't want to fertilize these because the active seeding might fertilize them. Might get a bonus fertilization layer, so I want to wait. So no, I never played Soil Mod. All I heard from some folks that played 15 was that Soil Mod was the best thing ever. And they were hoping it would come to 17, but it never did. I know some folks have complained about it being real dark, but, you know, nighttime is dark. I should probably... We're going to do this tomorrow. We're going to fertilize this tomorrow. No, nighttime is dark, so it should be dark. Where's our sleep trigger? Here. Not tired. I will be in a minute. Here's the PDA. I like how they put that PDA up here. Yeah, you'd think you'd have a light up here. All right, so if we sleep for 12 hours, that'll be 7 a.m. Let's do that. See the temperature going down because it's nighttime. Go. Nice bright morning. Okay, let's check our forecast. So, yeah, we still have 80% chance of rain on Wednesday, sometime after 9 a.m. So that's tomorrow. Let's go over here. Let's check out this crop moisture, ground moisture again. Still at 10%. Remember, we looked at our drought info and it says soil moisture below 12% is considered drought. Well, our wheat, barley, oats, canola, that all has 0 drought resistance as a seed. We still can't plant. It's still too cold to plant. But if it was warm enough to plant, I don't think I want to plant because of the moisture content in the ground. So I'm going to wait until Wednesday. I'm going to wait till this rain. We'll probably plant on Thursday or after it gets done raining on Wednesday. That way the moisture content is up. We can put our wheat and our oats and our canola in the ground and not really have to worry about possible failed germination as a result of it being just too dry. Nope, no weeds yet. All right, guys, that's going to do us for the night. Tomorrow is Thursday. I don't think I have anything scheduled for tomorrow, so we'll probably be back here on Riesenbeck tomorrow night around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For people that are in different time zones, that's approximately 2 hours before now is when we'll be streaming tomorrow. Okay? So until next time, happy farming.